I'm 85 years old. My wife, Ruth, passed away 3 years ago. And I'm sitting here now, alone in this house we built together, finally understanding something she spent 58 years trying to tell me. I was too stubborn to hear it, too busy, too convinced I already knew what she needed. And now she's gone and I can't tell her I finally get it. What I'm about to share with you isn't easy for me. But if you're married or if you love someone, you need to hear this. Because Ruth tried to tell me in 1,000 different ways, and I missed every single one. Don't make the same mistake I did. The first thing she tried to tell me, she didn't want me to fix her problems. She wanted me to listen. For decades, whenever Ruth came to me with something bothering her, I'd jump straight into problem-solving mode. That's what I was good at. I worked as an engineer for 41 years. Problems had solutions. You identify the issue, you fix it. Simple. So when she'd come home upset about something her sister said, I'd tell her how to handle it. When she was stressed about the kids, I'd give her a plan. When she felt overwhelmed, I'd make a list of things she could delegate. And every single time she'd get this look on her face, this quiet disappointment, she'd say, "That's not what I need right now, Walter." And I'd get defensive. I'd think, well, what else is there? I'm trying to help. I'm giving you solutions. Isn't that what a good husband does? It wasn't until 1992, maybe 93, that I finally started to understand. Our youngest daughter had just gone through a divorce. Ruth was heartbroken about it. She came into the living room one evening, sat down next to me, and just started talking about how she felt like she'd failed as a mother, about how she wished she'd done things differently. And I opened my mouth to tell her it wasn't her fault, to give her 5 reasons why the divorce had nothing to do with her parenting. But something stopped me. Maybe I was just tired. Maybe I'd finally worn down after 30 years of that look on her face. So I just sat there. I didn't say anything. I just listened. And when she was done, she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "Thank you." That's all I ever wanted. 30 years. It took me 30 years to learn that sometimes people don't need answers. They need to be heard. They need someone to sit with them in the hard moments without rushing to make it better. I got better at it after that. Not perfect, but better. And I wish I'd learned it sooner. The second thing she tried to tell me, the small things were the big things. I used to think love was about the grand gestures, the anniversary trips, the expensive gifts, the big moments. And sure, those matter. But Ruth tried to show me over and over that it was the small things that filled her up. She'd mention how nice it would be if I brought her coffee in the morning sometimes. I'd think, she can make her own coffee, it's 10 steps to the kitchen. She'd say it would mean a lot if I left her little notes before I went to work. I'd think, we live in the same house. Why would I write a note? I didn't get it. I thought she was being sentimental, unnecessary. One Christmas, probably 1978 or so, I bought her a beautiful pearl necklace. Cost me a small fortune. I was so proud of myself, and she smiled and thanked me, but I could tell something was off. Later that night, she said, "Walter, I love the necklace, but you know what I really wanted? I wanted you to remember that I mentioned wanting to see my college roommate next month. I wanted you to say, let's make that happen." I'd completely forgotten she'd even mentioned it. The pearls sat in a jewelry box. The trip never happened. Her roommate passed away 2 years later. Ruth never brought it up again, but I know she never forgot. Then she got sick in 2018. Nothing serious at first, just some trouble with her joints that made it hard to move around. And suddenly I was bringing her coffee every morning because she couldn't easily get it herself. I was leaving notes on her nightstand because sometimes I had to leave early for her appointments and she'd wake up alone. And you know what she said to me one morning? She said, "Walter, I've been asking you to do this for 50 years. It took my body breaking down for you to finally do it." She wasn't angry. She was sad, and that was worse. Those little things, the coffee, the notes, holding her hand while we watched television, remembering to ask about her day, those weren't small to her. They were how she felt loved. They were her language. and I spent most of our marriage refusing to speak it because I thought my language was enough. It wasn't. The third thing she tried to tell me, she needed me to be present, not just physically there. I was home every evening by 6. I was there for every dinner, every holiday, every family event. I never missed a birthday or an anniversary. On paper, I was the perfect husband, always around. But Ruth used to say to me, "Walter, you're here, but you're not here." And I'd get defensive. "What do you mean? I'm sitting right next to you. I'm in the same room. What more do you want?" What she wanted was my attention, my focus, my mind in the same place as my body. Because yes, I was sitting next to her, but I was thinking about work. I was reading the newspaper. I was watching the game. I was there in the flesh, but somewhere else entirely in my head. I remember one night, must have been around 2005, Ruth was telling me about a conversation she'd had with our granddaughter. Something important, something about the girl's future. And I was nodding along saying, but I was really thinking about a project deadline. She stopped mid-sentence, just stopped. And she looked at me and said, "You have no idea what I just said, do you?" I didn't. She got up and went to bed without another word. And I sat there feeling like I'd done something wrong, but not fully understanding what. Being present means putting down the phone, turning off the television, looking someone in the eyes when they talk to you. It means being in the moment with them, not just occupying the same space. Ruth wanted me there, really there. And too often I gave her a version of me that was only half paying attention. The fourth thing she tried to tell me, she wanted to be chosen, not just kept. There's a difference between staying married because you made a commitment and staying married because you actively choose your partner every day. Ruth understood that difference. I didn't, not for a long time. I thought showing up was enough. I thought being faithful was enough. I thought providing for the family was enough, and those things matter, don't get me wrong. But Ruth wanted more than a husband who stayed out of obligation. She wanted a husband who looked at her and thought, "I choose you, today, again, on purpose." Sometime in the 80s, we hit a rough patch. I don't even remember what started it. But I remember feeling like we were just going through the motions. Wake up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to sleep, repeat. There was no joy in it. We weren't fighting, but we weren't connecting either. Ruth asked me one night, "Do you still want to be married to me?" And I said, "Of course. We're married, aren't we?" She shook her head. "That's not what I asked." I didn't understand the question then. I do now. She was asking if I would choose her again. If I would pick her all over again, knowing everything I knew. If I still wanted her. Not just the institution of marriage, but her specifically. Ruth, the woman. I wish I'd said yes differently. I wish I'd said every day, "I'd choose you every single day," because that's what she needed to hear. That's what she deserved to hear. Instead, I gave her a technicality, and technicalities don't warm anyone's heart. Years later, after I finally understood what she'd been asking, I started telling her. Every morning before I left for work, I'd say, "I choose you today, Ruth." She'd smile every time. Sometimes she'd laugh and say, "Took you long enough." But I could see it meant something to her. I just wish I hadn't waited until we were in our 70s to start. The fifth thing she tried to tell me, she needed me to grow with her, not stay the same. People change. Over 58 years of marriage, Ruth changed. Her interests changed, her dreams changed. What she needed from life changed. And I expected her to be the same woman I married in 1963. I'd get frustrated when she wanted to try new things, when she developed new opinions, when she pushed back on ideas I'd held for decades. I'd say things like, "You never used to think that way," as if that was a criticism, as if staying exactly the same was the goal. Ruth told me once, "I'm not the same person you married, Walter, and neither are you." We can either grow together or grow apart. I didn't take it seriously. I thought we were fine. We were still married, still under the same roof, still going through life side by side. But side by side isn't the same as together. In her final years, Ruth got interested in things I never expected. She started painting. She joined a book club. She wanted to travel to places we'd never talked about before. And at first I resisted. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't what we'd always done. But then I saw how alive she was when she talked about these things, how her eyes lit up, how much joy it brought her. So I started paying attention. I went to her art shows. I read one of her book club books so we could discuss it. I said yes to a trip to Ireland, somewhere I never thought I'd want to go. And those last few years, those were some of our best, because I finally started growing with her instead of expecting her to stay still. Ruth passed in her sleep on a Tuesday morning, April 14th, 2021. I woke up next to her and she was gone, just like that. And in the months that followed, all I could think about was everything she tried to tell me. All the ways she asked for my attention, my presence, my active choosing of her. All the small things I dismissed, all the times I fixed instead of listened. She tried to tell me. For 58 years, she tried. I just wish I'd heard her sooner. If you're watching this and you still have time, hear what your partner is telling you. Not just the words, the looks, the sighs, the things they ask for over and over that seem small but aren't. Don't wait until you're 85 and alone in a quiet house to finally understand. Ruth deserved better from me, and whoever loves you deserves the best you can give them starting today. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, now. If this reached you, leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to do differently. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want to hear more from an old man who learned too late. The people you love are trying to tell you something. I hope you're listening.